Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back again with more Starfield shipbuilding. Today, I've got build number 157, Datsu. Commissioned by Ryujin Heavy Industries, Datsu is intended to be the primary vessel for Ryujin operatives. She is equipped with everything a single operative may need. Datsu is the fourth vessel built in partnership with Ryujin Heavy Industries. She joins the Shoto, Odachi, and Hamidashi. With this delivery, the Grizzly Gears Astroneering Group hopes to continue our warm relationship with the Ryujin Corporation. My fellow captains, we meet again in the Starfield. One of several Star Wars inspired builds I currently have in the hangar, Datsu is a combination of several TIE fighter variants that I've been wanting to try and flesh out for quite some time. I'll break down the required mods here in a second, but first, let's check her out. I quite like the shapes and angles on this bird. The wings, of course, only really possible with the CHI mod, and our main cockpit hab and that center circular area is of course from Mattel's hab cockpits and accessories. Combined though, they definitely make, in my humble opinion, a very cool TIE fighter inspired shape. I really love how the angles and shapes of the wings kind of twist almost from forward, aft. That was a real fun feature to try and flesh out in the builder. Instead of trying to copy a specific TIE fighter model, I definitely incorporated design aspects from, I'd like to think, the TIE fighter model entire line, just to kind of make something very familiar but also its own thing. This front area with our proton torpedoes and targeting sensors, real nice touch. Anyways, let's check out this interior. This is of course a single hab and our cockpit combined, so I definitely tried to fit as much as I possibly could into one single hab. In this aft section, I built out a mission planning / navigation area. Over in this corner, we've got pretty much all of the workbenches we'll need. These came with the hab from Mattel's. I built in a small eating nook opposite of our small but workable galley. Of course, our docker is right above the bay axis. Here's our restroom. And here is the living quarters section. I built these couple walls in here to make it a bit more private. Added a good amount of stuff and things as well. And stepping forward, off to the starboard side of the cockpit, we have more workbenches. I sort of made this the gear area. And here we have our essential cockpit shoddy. Here's our pilot's chair. And one of the best views for a cockpit I've had. And here is my current mod list and load order for this build. Of course, if the mod is checked, then it is active in my load order, and if there's a thumbs up, it was used on this ship. Here's the parts that you're going to need for this bird. Just go ahead and grab one of each, and I'll see you in step one. Step 1. Walkable spaces. This is our single hab, the cockpit, which is of course part of our single hab, our bay, and our docker. Step 2. Aft structural parts and our engines. This bottom section of Antares bits here is basically just a mirror image of the top section. I did just make a small error in this section. These ACS Deimos bumpers should be attached a little bit forward than they currently are. You'll see when we start here for the next step, they are just a touch more forward. So that's on you, and of course, I apologize. Step 3, our wing struts. I did leave one side intact since they do mirror each other. You can see those ASC Deimos bumpers are slid just a bit more forward, so the rear of them are basically flush with the engine mounts there. So if you prefer, just go ahead and make that adjustment from my mistake in the previous step. Step 4, our wings. I have, of course, left one side intact since they do mirror each other, and it's a good reference to have. Now there is a bit of a technique when it comes to attaching these CHI parts. Because of their unique rotating ability, there's some tricks here and there which I will show you. Now, when it comes to these CHI parts, all we really have to worry about are the first pieces that we attach to these wing struts. Now, if you notice in their vanilla orientation, everything fits totally fine. But usually, as soon as you rotate it, it is no longer attached. So if you select the ship and then hit A, it will move slightly. Now there's obviously a gap there, but to the builder, it is showing that it is attached. So if you go and take the flipped bottom version of this same piece, attach it again in its vanilla orientation, you'll then rotate it to whatever your desired angle is, and then it will detach weirdly. You'll then do the same method. Select the ship, press A, and now it is attached. Now basically every other piece gets attached to one of those two first attached pieces. Now this CHI equipment plate doesn't look like it should fit where it's about to fit. However, through trial and error, it indeed does fit right there. And it is a pretty sweet merge. Now for these reversed CHI parts with the fixed equipment or weapon attachment, usually whatever you attach to them will flip or orient in the rearward facing position, which for these decorative disruptors, I'm going to install them here as some type of electronic countermeasure dispensers. And these Antares pieces will simply fit right around that first Antares square that we that we installed in the beginning of this section. And with that, the Ryujin operative sloop is now yours. I hope you enjoyed this TIE Fighter inspired build as much as I did. Let's take her for a quick combat tour. Yeah, if you made it this far, thank you. Thank you very much. Every little like, view, comment, and sub helps. It's been a while since I've posted a Star Wars inspired or rendered bird. I do have several currently in the shipbuilder. Let me know down in the comments if more Star Wars-esque builds would be appreciated. That will help me determine what order of ships to post next. And if you're feeling froggy, you can definitely let me know whether you like the larger ships. I would wager a good amount of people appreciate the larger builds, and I do too in a lot of ways, but I've got a whole bunch in the builder in various size, roles, philosophies, if you would. So just let me know. I could very possibly have something in the builder already built that you might be looking for. The shipbuilding addiction remains strong. Cornelius. You can find me in the Star Yard